Hello everyone. I just popped downstairs to get my memory card and my husband was like, you look about 13. You look like when you used to come to the pub. I wasn't 13 when I went to the pub, but I was probably about 16 when I first knew my husband. He was like, you look about 16 with your hair like that. You need to wash. So I just put loads of hairspray on it and slapped it down. Anyway, today's video, educational video. I recently went to a Mario Masterclass with Sephora. Thoroughly enjoyed it, really loved his makeup ethos. It's very similar to mine and it made me feel really confident or better that, okay, I'm doing the right thing. Do you know what I mean? It's always nice to see other makeup artists do their work and be like, okay, that's what I would have done. Yes, I understood that. And I also learned some bits as well. However, I didn't stay till the very, very end of the masterclass because it went on for so long. People were asking tons of questions and it was quite hard for him to be doing the makeup and answering the questions, but I think he did a really good job. So let's do some makeup. So I'm going to start off with eyes. I'm going to start off with the Master Eye Prep set in medium. I'm actually going to use my fingers for this. I'm going to take this lighter colour. I'm just going to pop that over my eyelid. This is going to give me a nice base to start off with. Now I personally like to use the warmth from my fingers to do this because it's more gentle on your eyelids, but it's also really warming it so it sticks to the eyelid and you're putting less product on. So it just evens out the lid. I'm taking that right up to the brow without looking like you've got tons of product on. You can see the difference. I have to take it right in here because if you look at my eyes, I have a very hollow bit here. Everyone's eyes are different. Mine are very hollowed out there, so I have to get right into that corner. That also means that if I'm tired, I get quite a lot of darkness there and I can look extra tired. I'm also just taking a little bit of that on the top of my brow too. Trying not to go actually on the brow, but just make that a little bit more shaped. Next up, Master Blade Brow in Dirty Blonde. This has a nice little trigger bit there, which can suck down again. And then suck down, pull down. Ooh, both really gross words. And then a little spoolie on there. Wind down, maybe. That might be better. Doesn't really wind though, does it? Okay, so we're brushing my brows through first. I'm then going to concentrate on the top of my brow to start off with, just because I want to shape it on top a little bit. Now Mario, the lady who he was using as a model, had beautiful brows anyway, and he focused most of his product just in this top corner because he was trying to kind of pull the face out and lift up, which I really liked. So he put most of the brow product just on this top brow. Mine might be a little bit high where I've just done that. So just through here. I'm going to keep swapping and brushing through. I'm going to actually move some brows out of the way and get right in there. So we're getting a nice shape to the brow. It's a really lovely colour, this. What I did laugh is when he came out in the masterclass, he was like, okay, so what makeup have we got here in England at the moment? And he was like, are we doing full glam? Are we doing natural? And everyone was like, full glam. And I was thinking, we're not. How are people still on full glam? We are so past that. And he was like, oh, interesting. I thought we would have moved past that by now. And I was like, thank God he's not going to do the full glam because, you know, I'm not here for it. I know some people still are on that page. So I'm just lifting that top of the brow. And when my brows are a bit patchy, I'm just adding the extra little bit. This is a nice brow pencil because it's really firm. It's not super waxy. And by not putting any moisturiser there, I'm getting a really nice drag from it, if you know what I mean. So it's allowing this pencil that's slightly harder to actually have some lay down. If I had moisturiser there and it was quite waxy, it would just pull off and it wouldn't last at all. Next up, I'm on to eyeshadows, and I have got the Master Mattes, the Neutrals. And I'm going to use these two as a base, this one as a highlighter, and then I'll show you the other ones. So I'm going to start off by mixing these two together because they seem to work for me together. So I'm going to take them both, just pop them over my lid to have a nice natural base. Now I really like these eyeshadows for some things and don't love them for others. I don't love them quite so much when I'm using an angle brush and I'm using them as a liner because they're quite dusty. They disappear, but I love them for eyeshadow. And these colours are Matte Neutral 2 and Matte Neutral 3. or MN, I'm assuming is matte neutral. Obviously swap out for what colours suit your skin tone better. Next I'm going to take the lightest colour here on the same brush. I want to pop that right in the corner here, and that's going to lift but with a matte finish, which I prefer to a shimmer finish. I wouldn't put a shimmer in there on my eye anyway. So it's just going to project that forward without it being shiny. And the brush I've used for this is an EF1. And I want to take that lighter colour and just push it here as well. So this is exactly what a highlighter would do, but I'm using it as a matte highlighter. Might need a little bit of something put over the top of it because it's looking a tiny bit white at the moment. So I'm probably going to put another colour just to soften that. I'm going to go over the top up with MN2 and just dust that over the top as well. So it's still got that lightness underneath, just taking the stark whiteness away. Then I'm onto eyeshadow colour. Well, it's not really colour, it's a nude. I'm going to swap my brush around, so I'm using the other end of the brush. And I am going to go in with, I think, this one and this one, which is MN4 and MN7. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that through here with a slightly larger brush. Brush is doing the work, just putting it in my socket. Because these eyeshadows are so finely milled, that's why you can get such a nice blend from them, and they all seem to blend together seamlessly. Again, I'm trying not to go too low because I want to lift the eyes, so I'm keeping out there. But also taking it right in here, which is what he did, which isn't something that I tend to do. So we're going to take it right in here. I don't tend to do this because of my eye shape, but now I've lifted the inside, maybe it will be okay. And the reason he takes it right into here is for when he wants to contour down the nose. Now I don't tend to do that because I have a very big ridge in my nose here, and when I contour there's a big lump there. I could do it, but actually I don't necessarily need to. But I can understand why some people do want to contour their nose. Next up we're on to liner. This is the Master Pigment Pro, the Perfect Brown, and he said that quite often if he puts perfect at the beginning of something it's because it's his favourite. This is the Perfect Brown, and this is something that I don't do, which I really, really liked, and something that I took away from it. Now I do tight line, and that's what we're going to do. I do tight line, but the next step I don't do. So I'm going to tight line my eye. And then I'm going to take a different brush. This is the E5, and I'm just going to pull up. And this is something I don't do. He was like, there's enough product on the waterline that you can pull it up and it gives you a really natural wing, and it looked so beautiful when he did it. So I'm just going to take that and just pull out. And he's right, it creates this beautiful shadow that we'd all like to achieve, that kind of wings the eye up without looking like you've put makeup there. I tried to do this same thing with different pencils. I've tried the Victoria Beckham one, and it's too creamy, so it doesn't do it as well as this one, I have to say. This is the first time I've tried it with this pencil. Then I'm going to go in with the brush that I used for the liner and back in with one of these eyeshadows, maybe the darker one. I don't want to go down here because it will just be a little bit too dark for me, because I still want this to be really, really natural, and I'm just going to run that along that line to define it. Because it's a pencil, it will still be slightly waxy, so the product should just cling to it really nicely. And then back in with my brush and just dust that over so they all kind of blend beautifully together. Emulsionate, is that the right word? I don't think it is. Emulsionize, one of those. Really natural, a lot of steps to get a nothingness makeup. I'm just going to take a little bit of setting mist, this is the Hourglass Veil one, onto a cotton pad and just wipe under my eye. I don't really want to use the makeup remover because I don't want it to, oh look, still stuff comes out. And I've not even put anything under this. I'm just cleaning up before we move on to the next step. I want to just run that along there, just to sharpen and make sure we're still lifting up as much as we can. Actually, I did put a little bit of the base just in this corner here where I get a bit of redness. So just clean that away. And we're on to skin. Now we freshen up our moisturiser. This is the Augustina Spada moisturiser. I decanted it because I went to a festival and I wanted to take it with me. And this is the one that Mario used. So this is the rich one. I'm going to only put a small amount of that on because I don't need tons. I just want enough to allow the foundation to sink in. Now another thing he said was that when he is doing celebrity makeups, he doesn't like to use SPF. If they want it, then they can put it on, but he doesn't like to. And I can totally get that because makeup does sit differently over SPF. I'm not going to use an SPF today, but that's only because I'm not going anywhere. Normally I would apply an SPF myself, but makeup does sit differently over the top of it. Right, we are on to foundation.
They usually do their skincare before and stuff, but no, unless they request SPF, I don't apply it because I feel like it interferes a bit with.
And I agree. This is Surreal Skin Foundation in W6. I'm going to use a Real Techniques setting brush to apply that to start off with. Is it too yellow for me? Mario actually did a different step before this foundation. He used a serum with some moisturiser, which looked amazing, but it's not out yet, so I can't show you that yet. So I'm just putting a really light dusting of the foundation all over my skin first. So hardly any on the brush and really working it into my skin so my skin can still see through. Just to take away the redness, as you can see in my nose. This is not meant to be a full-on makeup. Because it's quite a natural makeup, I don't tend to put too much onto the forehead, just enough so it kind of blends upwards, but I don't need any around here. So I just pull up what needs to go up. And that's also what he said he does. First base of foundation is in place, but we're going to come back to it. Just allow that to kind of work into the skin, do its thing, sit where it wants to sit. I'm going to move on to concealer. I actually have two colours. I have 200 and I have 320. 320 might be a little bit dark for me, but it will be really great for just around my nose. So I'm going to just pop a few little dots here. I think it's going to be a bit dark for under my eyes. I might pop a little bit, no, I'm going to leave it there for now. And then I'm going to go in with my 200. I'm just going to dot that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and there, and there, here, here. I'm going to take this lovely little F5 angled brush. Real Techniques do one thing similar actually, and I'm just going to push that on. Just push and push. And that's one thing Mario spent ages doing, pushing the makeup over the skin, which I loved, but realistically, I don't do it because I don't have time. But it did look fabulous, just really pushed into the skin so it becomes part of the skin. You know, the reason I don't do it is because I'm always in a rush, whereas actually I did it the day after I'd watched the Masterclass and I was like, oh my God, it makes such a difference. Why don't I spend longer? But realistically, do you have the time? So then the foundation that's left on my hand, I'm going to take that and just push it over the rest of my face. Any areas that I can see now, oh, okay, a little bit of redness or a little bit of something's coming through, and just spend absolutely ages just pushing this over your skin. Next, we're going to take a damp sponge and just push it over. That is just going to let the makeup work in so it looks more like skin. You can always spray the skin first if you prefer to spray the skin than to use a damp sponge, so you could always mist your skin. And then push that over like that. Whatever way is best for you. I'm going to go back in with my eyeshadows. I'm going to use the same colours as I used on top, which was mostly these two, and the little brush. I'm just going to run that under the eye. And then I'm going to mascara. I don't have a Mario mascara, so this is a Victoria Beckham one. Now this is as far as I saw of the Masterclass because I then had to rush off because he was a bit late to arrive and then it went on for so long and I would have had to pay for a more expensive train home and missed the England match, so I rushed off. So I don't know what he did next. So if anyone was there and they want to complete this video, please tag me so I can see. But I'm going to do what I would do next. Kiss the bottom lashes with it. The camera might be a bit high, so I hope I'm not looking down too much while I'm filming. Okay, I'm going to go, I've got two. This is a sculpting stick and this is a skin enhancer. I'm going to go skin enhancer. And this one is in light medium, and I am going to take a F1 brush. And I'm going to just push it on it. I'm going to push that on the high points of my face. The bits that I want to use as a bronzer. Around the top of my hairline. And I want to just take that just across my nose as well. I also have a radiant skin powder which has different tones that run down. I'm going to go in with the bronzy one first and just brush that over the top there. Don't want to take away too much of the glow, but I don't want it to look too shiny at the same time. And what I do want to do is just take the lighter bit up here. Just blend them all together. I've got a powder blusher in Creamy Peach, and I'm going to take a tiny bit of that just through the top of the cheek. And what's left on the brush, just make sure I'm dusting through here as well. And for lips, I have got Dimity Lip Liner. I bought this quite a while ago. It's just quite a nice colour for my natural lip colour. I'm going to take a little bit of Bare Glow lip balm. And then for my finishing touches, I would use a little bit of brow gel. This is the Refine one, just because I like to see hairs. They make me feel like I do have brows and they're not stenciled. I think he used a clear brow gel, but I don't have his one. So there you have the finished look. Really lovely natural makeup, nothing too heavy. I feel a bit like a ballet dancer, but I think that might be because my hair is scraped back. But give me your feedback. Let me know what you like, what you want to see. I do love recreating looks. So if there's a certain look that you're like, oh my God, can you recreate that? Then let me know. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed it and I hope you've taken some tips because I certainly did. Thanks so much. Bye.